Welcome back to Empowered. I'm Elizabeth Namofsky. On today's episode, we're discussing women on boards. Now, Michelle, a lot of women are aware of volunteering, and so they will volunteer their time on a board or helping an organization. But what they don't know is that, if you're on the board of a private or a publicly traded company, you get paid. So how much do you get paid to be on a board?
Really good question. It varies. Depending on the size of the company. Are they revenue generating? Do they have a lot of capital in the bank? Are they have large investors, et cetera, et cetera. Let's say that you're starting on a smaller company. I'm going to say that you're looking at about 25,000, maybe plus some stock or some kind of an equity position. So usually it's a package. So you get a compensation package. The average on a Russell 2000, as reported by Grant Thornton recently, $200,000. So that's a combination of your stock and your cash. If you're in the largest companies in the Fortune 500, it's about $320,000. So it's really quite lucrative for a part-time job. And those stock options can be really valuable. My first board that I was on, our stock went to the moon about 2 years in, and I was able to exercise only a portion of my options, which paid off my mortgage, helped me remodel my home, and I put money in my retirement account. So we want to make sure that we recognize the value of both. Of course, sometimes those stock options in smaller companies, they expire worthless, but they also can be really lucrative.
So I just want to go back. You said you were able to exercise, which means you were able to sell a portion of the options that you had. And the options are basically stock at a lower price. Because a lot of times there is there's a ban, not a ban on being able to sell the stock, but you cannot sell it at whatever time that you'd like to. There's always a time to sell and a time not to sell.
And also to buy. So every director is subject to blackout rules, and that surrounds all the meetings that you're having and that type of thing. So you are limited in the timeframes that you are allowed to trade because you're an insider. So information that the market doesn't, and that's illegal for you to sell during those times. So yes, you are very regulated, again, in a public company. Private companies, of course, they don't have that.
And I think it's really important. You just said that you are an insider, and a lot of people don't know what that is. Basically, you are privy to a lot of confidential information, and only you and the board and management at the company are privy to that information. So you cannot buy and sell stock options. You cannot go and do trades with another company if there's going to be a merger. You have to sit and wait until there is a proper time to do it. And a press release has gone out so that all shareholders are aware of what's happening. Correct?
Yes, that's correct. And what the important thing here is that the regulators are watching that all the time. And so even your family members cannot participate in any of, anybody who's related to the company is not allowed to do those kind of trades. And as directors, we also have to file paperwork every time we do a transaction so that the public knows that we're buying or selling. The other thing too, I just wanted to mention is that you are an insider. So you want to make sure that you connect with your legal counsel and your CFO when you are on the board of directors before you do any transaction. So you get in touch with them and say, hey, I'm interested in buying some stock in the company. When's a good time? And they will take care of that and make sure that you're doing it all on the up and up.
And the next thing to add to that too is, as you said, if you buy or sell, because you're an insider, you have to announce it to the regulators. And then it gets uploaded to, in Canada, it's CEDAR. In the United States, it's EDGAR. And those are articles that shareholders and everyone else has access to. And they'll know exactly how many shares you have, how many you bought, how many you sold, because it's an extremely transparent industry because we are highly regulated. And I don't want to start with the next question because we're getting ready to go to commercial break, but we're going to talk about the process for getting somebody on a board and the process of getting them appointed, because it's a very different process than just going and applying for a job, a regular job, or even a volunteer position. So everyone, don't go away. We'll be right back with more of Michelle and getting women on boards. Thank you.